Okay, factorising again, slightly harder this time. You can see it's quite a complex starting expression. And if I put my pen there, you can see that the plus separates my two terms. A term here and a term here, and I'm looking for something common to both terms. And you can see here my bracket is exactly the same in both terms. So I can pull my bracket out. And then the concept is, after I take the brackets out, what am I left with? So I generally use my fingers. What's left? 4a squared plus 3b. 4a squared plus 3b. It really is just as simple as that, and if you can use your hands to help, just like I did, why wouldn't you? Okay. Next hardest one. Okay, so we're going to move on again, because that was set up, wasn't it? It was set up at the brackets there. 2xy plus x plus 6y plus 3. So we've got four terms here. We've got really nothing common between all four. So we're stumped. The question does say factorise, so we know it is possible. There will be no tricks in the test. So the only thing left to go is, well, if we don't have 4, we're going to, let me get a piece of paper. We are going to ignore those last two terms and just look at these two terms and go, what's common? You can see my x is common there. And what's left over? I've got a 2y and a 1. Now, just as up here, you can see our brackets are the same. So our first step here is that we know that over here I want to have that bracket. So I need to have that bracket. So I'm going to write it in regardless of what that top one is. Then I'm going to take that piece of paper away and I'm going to ignore the other side. And I'm going to go, what can I take out of 6y plus 3 to leave me with 2y plus 1? And so you can see that if I take a 3 out, that will do the job. It's really important here that it is a positive 3. That symbol is really important. And then once you get to there, that is just as easy as the given question up here. We've got a bracket. That's the same. So I can pull my bracket out. 2y plus 1. And what's left? X plus 3. Job done. Factored. Let's go to one harder question. Just because they don't always just fall out like that. Let's go m minus 2n plus a m minus 2an. Well, loving it. So you can see, even if we ignore those two terms, there's nothing that comes out of that. So we need to do a bit of juggling. So I am just going to swap these two middle terms. Sometimes I might want to swap anything around. You just got to look. You can see I'm wanting to get my two m's together, so I've got at least something common. So that expression equals m plus am. And now, at least in these two, when I ignore that, I've got an m here. m1 plus a. Okay, remember, I'm not even looking at that. I want this bracket to be 1 plus a. And then I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to look here and go, what do I need to take out of that to leave that? You can see that that needs to be a 1, so I need both my 2 and my n gone. Luckily, that's the same. Importantly, it's got to be a negative because these are both positive. So that means that sign there is a negative. Okay. As soon as we got that bracket the same, we're going to keep going and get that our bracket 1 plus a can be taken out. And what's left over? m minus 2n. Voila. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy.